Welcome to Friday, the 9th of June, 2023. My name is Jimmy Bradbury. I help people create online businesses around their passion, their skill set, their hobby, whatever it is they're interested in. They want to get out of a 9-to-5 job, and they want to be able to help other people with that knowledge and make more money and be able to have more freedom than ever they could imagine. I started this journey back in 2018 when I left 25 years in the corporate world. And I want to share a story with you. I gave the title to this video coming up tomorrow, a first, but kind of. So tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to, for the first time, and I'll kind of give you the backdrop in a moment. For the first time ever, I am going to shoot an online course. It's actually a reshoot of an old one I've got, so it's a kind of version 2.0. I'm going to shoot it tomorrow, and I'm going to use a videographer. I've been in the business now for over 5 years, and I have created, I think, 7 online courses. And this is the first time, well, kind of the first time, I'll tell you now in a moment, that I'm going to use a videographer. Every other time, it had been using my phone. But I want to update, and I really want to do a good job on it. Not that I didn't do a good job previously, but I really want to do a supreme job now. But kind of the first time using a videographer, because back when I launched my very first online course, and this really is a message for you watching this video, when I launched my very first online course, which is back in 2018, I did actually get help with a videographer. And since then, I've never used one, and maybe the message will resonate with you. I hope it does. And when I used a videographer, I spent quite a bit of money on it. And I launched an online course, my very first one. And like the second one, and like the third one, each of those bombed. I spent a lot of money on the first one, getting a videographer, and I did other things that were an expense. But the course didn't do anything, nothing. Like, I think one person bought it. My very first buyer of a course bought it. The second one, I think 2 people bought it, and the third one person bought it. And the message I want to leave with you today is 3 things. Number 1, if you are starting to get online, you're leaving a 9-to-5, you want to have more revenue, you want to have a side project or a full-time online business, whichever it is, whatever it is you want, and you want to create an online course, because it's all very well getting on social media and it's very good to be online, but if you don't have anything to offer, it kind of doesn't go very far as a business. Doesn't that make sense? So my message in 3 parts today, if you are looking to launch your very first online course, you don't need fancy equipment. You don't need fancy equipment to start with. The first thing you need is you need to set a date when you're going to launch, and you need to stick to it. And I'll tell you that because after launching 3 online courses that all bombed, and seriously, by the time I got to the beginning of 2019, unlike me, I was about to give up being online. I just found it too much. Like, wouldn't you? If you launched 3 online courses, if you launched 3 courses that you put your heart into and expense, and they didn't go anyway well, then wouldn't you? And I was on that point. And then I got into a mastermind with an American online marketeer who you may know if you're in the online space, quite well known, called Brendon Burchard. Got into his mastermind, and he very kindly said that he would show me how to create, market, and sell an online course. And it was that support and that map that I got that helped me launched my very first successful online course in April 2019, which was my Young Entrepreneurs Academy. And 600 people, I think, yes, 600 people bought it in the first 6 months. So I went from 1 or 0 or 2 in the first 3 to 600 in the first 6 months of that online course. And the reasons were threefold. 1, he made sure that I stuck to a date, which was in April 2019. I got into his mastermind in November. We had our first meet together in January. I'll never forget it, January 2019. And that's when we sat down and he explained how he was going to help. Roll on 3 months after that, I launched my Young Entrepreneurs Academy. And he asked me on that day, what date are you going to launch it? And I gave him a date in April and I stuck to it. So that's number one. Make sure you have a date and you stick to it when you're going to launch. Number two, this is really, really important. Create quickly. I see so many people today, they're creating courses, they're creating, they're refining. And they're in that creation mode and it just goes on. A lot of it has to do with, procrastination really. They're trying to perfect something that is never going to be perfect. It's like, the course 2 I'm launching tomorrow, the 2 I'm redoing tomorrow, they're not perfect. And the second ones won't be either. They'll never be perfect. You're always refining them. So move through the creation phase really quickly, because the third thing, which is the most important when you're launching an online course, is you promote strongly. It's all in the marketing campaign that you put behind the online course that you're launching, not the creation. And you have to market it very, very strongly. So my 3 points today, if you're launching your first online course, number one is pick a date, stick to it, and make sure it happens on that date. You don't, and I guess there's 4 pieces. Number 2, you don't need fancy equipment. When you're launching your very first online course, you do not need professional equipment. You do not need, sorry, kind of all the videographers out there, I mean this because I teach this every single day. You do not need fancy equipment. You do not need a videographer to launch your very first online course. You don't. Number 3, make sure that you move through the creation phase really quickly when you're creating your course. Otherwise, there's a danger you're going to get stuck and procrastinate and it'll never happen, or it'll take just forever to happen. And number four, make sure that you promote it strongly. Use your social media, get on and do lives like this, put out content around what it is the course is about. Use your email list, use your close friends, use your network. Lots of ways today to be able to promote. So those are the 4 ideas. If you're launching your very first online course, or even if you're launching your second one, like for me, launching my 7th, I was still doing the same thing. Pick a date, stick to it. Number 2, move through the creation phase very quickly. Number 3, don't have fancy equipment. Number 4, make sure that you promote strongly in that period when you're launching. Hopefully that's been helpful. On Friday, the 9th of June. I said that already, Jimmy. The 9th of June, 2023. If you need to know more about me, you can come on to my newsletter. Every weekend, every Sunday it comes out. If you're an entrepreneurially minded person who is stuck in a 9-to-5 job, or in a business you own, where you're trading your time for money, like I think 93% of the workforce today trade their time for money, paycheck, fee, salary. If you're one of those people and you're stuck and you want to get out and do something different, you want to get online, I know my newsletter will help you because it's got the strategies and tactics that I've used, my students have used, the things that I would tell you not to do, like what I've just shared with you, about not using fancy equipment when you're launching, to start anyway. It comes out on a Sunday. So if you want to be part of that, I'll put a link below. You just need to subscribe. And I'd love you to be part now of over 1,000 people who have subscribed for my newsletter. Wherever you are on this beautiful day, well, it's evening time now here in Australia, wherever you are in the world, have a great day. And I look forward to talking to you Monday, because tomorrow's the weekend. Have a great weekend. Bye.